Here's a question for you. What if the medicine cabinet in your grandparents' house contained drugs that are illegal today? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true, and one of them was given to babies. So which drug was being given to crying infants in the 1800s? The answer is morphine. There was a product called Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup, sold to mothers as the perfect way to calm a fussy baby. And it worked, because the baby was basically sedated. But here's the question that should be bothering you right now. If this was so dangerous, how did it stay on shelves for decades? Well, the answer is simple. Nobody knew it was dangerous yet. Medicine, back then, was basically trial and error on real people. And that brings us to an even bigger one. If doctors were giving opiates to babies, what were they giving to adults for something as simple as a cough? You're not going to believe this. The answer is heroin. A company called Bayer, yes, the same one that makes aspirin today, sold heroin as cough medicine. They even had advertisements showing a mother giving it to her child. But wait, if heroin was the cough medicine, then what on earth were dentists using for toothaches? This one's even wilder. The answer is cocaine. Cocaine toothache drops were sold over the counter for children. The label literally said instantaneous cure. Now here's where it gets personal. One of history's most famous psychologists was so obsessed with cocaine that he prescribed it to his own patients as a cure for addiction. Who was it? Sigmund Freud. He believed cocaine could cure morphine addiction, which, if you're keeping track, means doctors were literally treating one drug with another drug. But here's a question that takes us somewhere completely different. What would a doctor prescribe you for bad skin? Brace yourself. The answer is arsenic. In the Victorian era, women ate something called arsenic complexion wafers, tiny wafers laced with poison that were supposed to give you pale, glowing skin. And it actually worked for a while. Arsenic widens the blood vessels, giving cheeks a rosy flush. So, what's the catch? The catch is that arsenic builds up in your body over time, and the same wafers that gave you glowing skin were slowly poisoning you from the inside. Now here's a question that sounds almost too dark to be true. What did doctors prescribe for syphilis? The answer? Mercury. For nearly 300 years, mercury was the standard treatment. Patients were given mercury pills, mercury ointments, even mercury vapor baths. There was actually a saying doctors used to repeat, "A night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury." So did it work? Barely. But the side effects were horrifying. Patients lost their teeth, their hair, and in severe cases, parts of their jawbone would literally rot away. But here's a question that brings us back to something more familiar. What was sold as an energy drink before energy drinks existed? This one's genuinely terrifying. The answer is strychnine. Yes, the same chemical used in rat poison. In tiny doses, strychnine tonics were sold as pick-me-ups, marketed to tired workers, athletes, even soldiers, as a way to boost energy and alertness. So what's the line between medicine and poison here? Honestly, the line was about 1 tablespoon. Now for the final question, and trust me, this one's the strangest of them all. What was the go-to weight loss solution in the early 1900s? The answer is tapeworms. Pills containing live tapeworm eggs were sold to women. The idea was the worm eats your food before your body can. But here's the question nobody wanted to ask. Once you've lost the weight, how do you get the tapeworm out? And honestly, that's a question best left unanswered. So here's the final twist. Arsenic, mercury, strychnine, cocaine, heroin. All of these were prescribed by doctors who genuinely believed they were helping people. Which leaves us with one last question. 100 years from now, what will people think about the medicine we consider normal today? If that thought freaks you out just as much as it freaks me out, subscribe because we're just getting started.